with the instruction given out by the committees. So we want to call on them to adhere strictly to the instruction and comply forthwith. That is the purpose of our coming here to brief the press. So, ladies and gentlemen, a press briefing by my humble self, Honorable Kolawole Akinlayo, Chairman of the House of Representatives Ad-hoc Committee to investigate and appraise the performance and benefit accrued to the federal government from all concessionaire operators, port, air and sea terminals related inbound and outbound shipping activities from 2006 to 2025. I am pleased to address you this morning on the activities of the House of Representatives Ad-hoc Committee to investigate and appraise the performance and benefit accrued to federal government from all concessionaire operated port, air and sea terminals related inbound and outbound activities, shipping activities from 2006 to 2025. Recall that this committee was inaugurated on February 3 by the Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, PhD, GCON. So among other things, examine the terms and conditions of concessioning agreement entered into from 2006 to 2025, carry out an assessment of revenue flows, remittance, and other financial benefits accrued to the federal government and its agencies, review the compliance with contractual, regulatory, and safety obligations by concessionaires, appraise the infrastructural development, operated efficiency, and service quality, and labor issues, identify challenges, gap, systemic weakness within the concession framework, and formulate clear and practicable recommendations to improve policy, legislation, and future concession agreements. The committee was constituted in response to growing national concerns over the management performance and transparency and value outcomes of concessioning agreements governing some of the Nigerian ports. Public assets. These assets are our seaport, airports, terminals, and jetties are not ordinary commercial facilities. They are sovereign economic gateways, national security infrastructures, and critical element of trade, mobility, and development. Since the exercise commenced, members of this committee have approached this mandate with higher sense of duty, responsibilities, professionalism, and commitment to national interests. We have been transparent and very democratic in the exercise of our powers and have restrained ourselves from high-handedness. Unfortunately, more than 1 month into this onerous assignment, we have been faced with the daunting challenges of compelling relevant ministry departments and agencies of federal government to appear and provide the necessary and required information to enable the committee complete its works within the stipulated time. Although some stakeholders have been very cooperative, today's briefing is to restate the commitment of the committee to fulfilling its mandate as assigned by the House to sound a warning to head of MDAs and their management not to constitute a clog in the will of this committee in carrying out this assignment. Many of the important agencies have several occasions deliberately refused to honor the invitation of the committee for no just cause. In fact, some of the agencies that have so far appeared before the committee could not submit the required documents. For example, the Nigerian Customs Service, they appeared before us, but disappointingly failed to comply fully with our request. In the light of the foregoing, we wish to give the last warning to the chief executive officers and head of the following agencies to challenge their attitude towards the committee or have themselves to blame. They include the Nigeria Port Authority, the Nigeria Maritime and Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, the Nigeria Customs Services, the Nigeria Upstream Regulatory, Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, LNG, Inter, and Julius Berger PSC. Henceforth, this committee will no longer tolerate contempt of the Parliament, and we have resolved to invoke the statutory constitutional provisions to compel any hearing CEO head to appear before it. You are aware that Section 89 and 129 of the 1999 Constitution as amended are provided a list of guidelines and power that are to assist the legislation in carry out its oversight functions. This include issuing summons, warrants, and fines when its orders as approved by the Constitution as violated. In more dramatic instance, the legislature has the constitutional power to recommend the removal of office holder where it's necessary. I wish to state without missing word that this committee will not hesitate to summon any disrespectful and uncooperative CEO or head of agencies. We will not develop code fit in directing the Inspector General of Police to arrest any CEO or head of MDAs that fail to honor our invitations. Anyone who is out to sabotage our work will no longer be given the opportunity to undermine the legislature. We shall invoke the necessary constitutional provisions to compel compliance with directive of the committee. We are not wishing anybody or organization, but the mandate given to us by the House must be accomplished, and in doing so, we will not spare any CEO or officer or individual or group that have resolved to treat the Parliament with contempt. Like I have always said, Nigeria deserves to know where these concessions have delivered value for money, comply with contractual obligations, enhance national competitiveness, protected public assets, contributed meaningfully to economic growth, employment, and revenue generation. And the only way we can get this answer is to judiciously engage with all the stakeholders. Therefore, on behalf of the committee, and indeed the leadership of the House of Representatives, I appeal to the aforementioned organizations and agencies to keenly comply with the letters of invitation extended to them. We shall not entertain any frivolous excuses because this assignment must be timelessly executed. Thank you, and God bless you. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so much. Thank you. So our briefing has to do with some agency of government. So our major work for now is to.
But the thing was bubbled somehow. So
ensuring that these documents are found, especially from those who were there before. Is there
from do you conduct any preliminary?
Once again, I want to let you know that government is not built around an.
Thank you for the privilege. My name is Nathan William, that come before each sitting before you.
Past and as journalists we do our work.
But the thing was bubbled somehow. So
action or duty you carry out while in that office will be examined or re-examined one day. So for them to say that because they are not in the office when the act was perpetrated, that doesn't it's not acceptable to us at this point, because everything that happened, if you can provide, you should be able to give us somebody that can give us those documents, because there are people in that office before you came in. Your tenure, you have a tenure-based system. If you are appointed, maybe you have 4 or 5 years tenure. So you will leave. Another person will come. Whatever action or you have performed during that process will be re-examined by some people. So for you to say that, okay, yeah, you have archive. Documents cannot be, you can't trust government documents. We have archive. So go and check your archive and avail us those documents that we requested for. It's as simple as that.
Thank you very much. Today is Friday, and our Muslim brothers.
Inauguration, we've held an interactive session with all the agencies and all the stakeholders in that ecosystem. And what we've realized was all the port commissioners have submitted all documents that are requested from them. Although majority of them also made half submission, because we requested for documents from 2006 to 2025. But we realized that majority of them submitted documents from 2020 to 2025, claim they don't have those other documents, that they've trashed it or whatever. But we insisted that those documents must be submitted to us before we can commence our work. And the interaction we had with them was, when we invited the agency to come, they came. The MPA was represented by a GM of the agency and some other organizations. So we spoke to them and we told them this is our mandate. Our mandate is to examine and cross-check the agreement signed between federal government and the concessionaire. How is that agreement? How is it profitable to Nigerian people? Is there any loss of revenue? So that's our major concern. But what we've done, what we've realized thus far is the MPA is just the MPA is the major custodian of port. Yeah, the port is under the purview of MPA. So we want MPA to furnish us with all the documents from 2006 to 2025. Without that, we can't carry out our functions.